Hey, Brian from Garage Mall. Today I have this 18-piece master engine oil funnel kit. So let's open it up, see everything that comes inside. And I don't know about you, but for some reason I end up spilling oil all the time. And it's not because I'm not trying to be careful. I just have so much going on. Sometimes I just get ahead of myself. But anyway, so that is pretty cool. These will hold all the adapters, and it has a magnet on the back so you can hang it up onto your tool shelf. And it has a bunch of different funnel pieces and curves and attachments that you can basically set up so you can get in there any configuration you need. So that is basically the lid that holds everything in. And then these are all the adapters. So take that cap off. And then it's kind of like basically lining it up to what cap's going to work. So this is our GM and Ford one. So that makes a nice solid fit on there. And then this board is pretty cool. So you take your clip, put it in, and basically turn it sideways. And then you can basically put each cap on here like this. And that fits nice and snug. Alright, so there's all your caps neatly organized, minus the GM that I have hooked up. And then since this isn't too bad of an angle, we can put it here like that. So basically this will screw into the bottom. And I love how it's got a nice big funnel area, and then that will keep any foreign debris from slipping in there. And then you have an on and off to get that going. So I basically have to add some Lucas oil because we are starting to leak some oil. So again, that's nice. Set that up in there. And then if you wanted to make it more level, basically you can turn that off, and then you can grab one of these. And then you can hook that up. And then make a more level configuration, and you can make it nice and level. Then you can keep an eye on how fast that's draining. All right, so kind of give you a close-up. So like right there is a 1 quart mark, goes to a 1.5 quart, kind of out of focus. But I love the fact that it has this little kind of that triangular part at the bottom, so you can sit your bottle on top of that and it will hold it pretty steady until it completely drains out. We're almost done draining this Lucas oil. This stuff is thick, and man, it took probably about 5 minutes to get down to this level, so pretty low. So we're going to let that flow for a little bit more, and then we are going to add our quarts of oil. I'm going to fill it up to the 1.5 quart mark twice, so that'll give us 3 quarts. The Lucas oil is 1 quart, so it gives us 4, and then the last one will be the 1 quart mark to give us the 5 quarts in total. So stay tuned. Okay, so there's still a little bit of Lucas oil in here, but we will close that off, and then we'll take our oil and we'll fill it up to the 1.5 marks, and see how it's kind of splashing around nice and easy. So that is basically your 1.5 mark. So we will open this and let it drain down in there. Okay, so that's completely empty. So we'll add another 1.5 quart. So this will give us 4 quarts in total. And you can see how just regular oil flows through there a lot quicker. But again, great to measure the exact quantity of oil that you need completely in here. Okay, so that's completely out. So now we'll just add one more quart. And this is great so you can actually measure, so you're not overfilling. You're using an additive. And then this is going to be your last amount. Then we'll check the oil level. And we'll leave this sit on there for a little while just so it completely drains clean. So now it's completely drained out. We'll let it drain for a quick second, and then we'll pull out our dipstick. Then we'll measure how much oil we actually have in there. Make sure we didn't overfill it. Okay, so again, hard to see with the light and reflections. Let me see how much closer I can get in there. But we got a perfect oil level on there. And it's clean, so it's very hard to see. But what we will do is we will let that sit on there and drain out naturally, because I can still see kind of a film of that Lucas oil on the inside, but I know I have the right amount. Level looks good. We'll let that completely drain out, and then we'll disconnect everything. So stay tuned. Okay, so all done draining out, so we can start removing all this and putting it away, just basically wiping it. We'll close the valve, so that is all done. And then we'll wipe down each connection point and easily store it right here in the top. Again, taking that one out, wiping that down, and then taking this cap off, wiping that, and then putting it on our board and put our oil cap back on. One more check of the oil level, so we are perfect. And that is it. And put that lid on, and we're good to go. Anyway, Brian from Garage Mahal, thanks for watching, and be safe out there.